I was really anticipating this smartphone, the KEY2, the successor to the first real Android BlackBerry, the BlackBerry KEY1. And it does look a lot more modern. It has a dual camera, it has a better screen, it has a better keyboard, which is now bigger. It also has a bigger battery, and it just looks a lot sleeker in general. Is it really the phone I was anticipating? Yes, kind of, but let's get into that in detail. But let's begin with the outside of the device. On the front you have a 1080 by 1620 Full HD display, which is good. I wouldn't say it's the best, but it's definitely not the worst. It does have kind of bad viewing angles though. And you also have a keyboard, which of course isn't really seen on modern day smartphones, on Android smartphones, but BlackBerry is the only manufacturer currently that still has the physical keyboard, and so does the KEY2. It has now been revised. It is more similar to the BlackBerry Bold 9900, which was the BlackBerry back in the days, and it does have a lot of cool features which I will get back to later in the video. On the back you have a more slippery back cover than it was on the BlackBerry KEY2, so it's rubberized. It kind of has a diamond pattern that we've seen on the BlackBerry Passport, I think, and it also has the BlackBerry logo as well as a dual camera with two 12 megapixel cameras. The main shooter is a 1.8 aperture lens, while the second one is a f2.6 aperture, and it also has a dual LED flash to get that better skin tones in your photos taken with a flash. The second camera is just used for an optical zoom or the portrait mode that is now also available on the KEY2. But let's get right into the camera review with that topic, because I absolutely hate the camera. It's an absolute mess. Even in bright sunlight, maybe in bright sunlight it's okay, but as soon as it gets a bit darker, not even much, it gets terrible. You have color fringing, you have weird artifacts you just had in maybe Nokia phones back in the days, and you have that on a $690 phone today on the KEY2, which I think is unacceptable. Even the front camera is pretty bad. It's mostly blurry. Even the back camera is blurry all of the time, even if it's well lit. Yeah, I think the KEY1 actually had a better camera compared to the BlackBerry KEY2, which is kind of sad. It does shoot in 4K though, but it's still not as good as comparable phones in the same price range. Because at $690, you're competing with the Samsung Galaxy S9, maybe even the iPhone X, the OnePlus 6. Those phones have absolute gorgeous cameras, and the BlackBerry KEY2 just doesn't have that. And to be a modern day smartphone, I think it's essential to have a good camera, and this phone just doesn't have it, and it doesn't cut it. That was a reason why I'm actually not using it as my main phone. But again, I will get back to that later in the video. I'm showing you some pics right now, and you can judge for yourself what you think about them. I really don't like them. But it does get much worse if you get into Instagram or Snapchat. I don't know if you know it, but I'm actually working in social media marketing, or marketing in general, and I do have to upload a lot of stories, maybe pre-designed stories, just to get them on their channel. And with the KEY2 you just can't do it. First of all, the screen aspect ratio of 4:5 doesn't make it, because on normal phones with a 1920 by 1080 aspect ratio we'll get it cropped, which is just terrible because you can't really include all your text. And if you upload a video, it just looks like you recorded it with a potato. It's like 1 frame per second. It's really stuttering. It's just bad. It's just grainy. It's just pixel footage, which is terrible. And I don't want to use it on my KEY2, and I can't really. And that is also a reason why I'm switching to another smartphone and not the BlackBerry KEY2 anymore. And that also was better on the BlackBerry Motion and the BlackBerry KEY1. So I don't know what BlackBerry did wrong with the BlackBerry KEY2 in terms of Snapchat and Instagram, but it's just not usable. On the sides you have a volume button as well as a textured power button and a convenience key, which can be programmed to different apps, to quick start different apps, and they also can be changed depending on where you are. So if you're in a car, if you're in a meeting, or if you're just at home chilling. I really enjoy that. I think that's a really cool feature. It just has a mono speaker, which isn't really good in my opinion. It doesn't have a lot of volume, it doesn't have a lot of bass, it just sounds very tinny. And it also has a USB-C port, which supports quick charge, 3 I think, and a microphone. Storage is upgradable with an external micro SD card, and you can also add a second SIM card, so a dual SIM smartphone in certain regions. BlackBerry typical, you still have the 3.5mm headphone jack at the top of the device, which I think is great. Let's get to the keyboard. I love the keyboard, it's very, very good. They did actually improve on it over the Key 1, which had a glossy keyboard. Now it's matte, and it's also 20% larger compared to the BlackBerry Key 1. It is a lot more clicky compared to the BlackBerry Key 1 because they now adapted it to be as clicky as the Bolt 9900, which, as I said, was the king of keyboards back in the day. It also has a lot of cool features. So first of all, you have shortcuts, and you can assign them to each different key. And there's actually 2 shortcuts you can assign to each different key. So if you, for example, short press on the letter I, it will open Instagram, or if you long press it, it will call a certain number or contact you have in your contact book, which is great. I love that. And they also added another key, which is the speed key. And that allows you to switch between apps using the speed key and the assigned shortcut while you're in an app. So if you're in an app, for example, Instagram, and you press the speed key as well as the letter F, you just switch to Facebook without any hassle, and it just makes it really, really fast. And you also have the fingerprint sensor, which is now larger compared to the BlackBerry Key 1 in the spacebar. It's really quick, it's very accurate, but I don't think it's as fast and good as on the Key 1. So I don't know why that is, maybe my thumbs changed, but I think it's a problem of the Key 2. The keyboard also is touch sensitive, so you can scroll, you can swipe on it, you can zoom on it, and you can even flick up suggestions that appear on the keyboard. So that's really quick, and you can also swipe from right to left to delete words, or hold the Shift key and use the touchpad to select a text, which is great, and so you can quickly copy it and paste it and just be very productive with the BlackBerry Key 2. Specs wise, it isn't that bad. It has a 3500 mAh battery in the back of the phone, which lasts me for about a day of heavy use, and it also has 6 GB of RAM, which is really up to date. Something that isn't really up to date is the processor with the Snapdragon 660, but that one is known to be very battery friendly, and compared with that 3500 mAh battery, it really is a great combination, and it really suits the BlackBerry Key 1 pretty well. Key 2. I also didn't really notice any stutters, any hang-ups. I didn't have to restart it once. It's very smooth, a very nice software experience in my opinion, because it has near to stock Android. It just has a lot of BlackBerry features like the BlackBerry Hub, which organizes all your messages from every app you have installed, nearly every app, and summarizes them in one place, one app. And I really enjoy that because you just see everything in one go. You don't have to go through each different app just to find one message you accidentally swiped away in your top notification center. And it just speeds things up because you can actually type messages or create messages from the hub itself, and it just speeds up things very much, and they're getting better and better with each and every update. I like that. It also has apps like Detect for BlackBerry, which monitors your security level, and you can change the permission of each app, so what it is using, and you can also get notifications, for example, if it uses your camera without you knowing, or your microphone, and you can then just turn it off, not allow it to use your microphone anymore without you knowing it. And of course, it also has apps like the BlackBerry Calendar or the BlackBerry File Manager, which is now also available on the BlackBerry Key 2. So yeah, pretty cool. I really like the software experience, and I would choose it over every smartphone. It is using Android Oreo, but it will get updated essentially to the Android P in the future. I did have issues though, because while it really suits my car, it doesn't really work that well in my car, because I constantly have Bluetooth issues. I didn't want to play a song. I didn't have that with the BlackBerry Key 1. I did have it with the BlackBerry Motion and the BlackBerry Key 2, so I don't know what it is. So I constantly have to turn Bluetooth off and on just to get it working again. So I don't really like that. I don't know if it has to do with my car or BlackBerry themselves, because I think I did read about Bluetooth issues, but don't quote me on that. I would have to research that myself, but with my car it just doesn't work, and it's really annoying in everyday life. And it also doesn't support wireless charging. I would expect that from a phone at this price point, and a phone that is productivity focused, because you can just quickly put it on your work desk at a wireless charging plate and it would charge, and it doesn't have that. And I think it's now time to include it in every smartphone. I think OnePlus also doesn't have it in the OnePlus 6. I just don't know why. I think it's essential for every modern day smartphone. Call quality is good, it has a good signal strength, but I did have some issues with the speaker. I don't know if it's just my phone or if it's all BlackBerry KEY2s. It has a very high frequency sound while talking. It does get annoying on longer periods of time when you have a long call. As I said, I don't know if it's just my phone or all KEY2s, but yeah, I have it. I hope you don't. So what do I think about the BlackBerry KEY2 in conclusion? I think it's a good phone. It's just a bit overpriced for mid-range specs. Would I buy it again? Or would I buy one if it was mine? No, I wouldn't, because I now switched because of that to an iPhone X. And I know you know will all hate on me because I'm now using an Apple phone instead of a BlackBerry. But that has a reason, because as I said, I'm working in social media marketing and I have to upload a lot of pictures, a lot of stories. And with the BlackBerry phones, it has always been very, very bad in those apps like Snapchat and Instagram. And I'm always getting, I actually got messages on Instagram like, Ola, why is your camera that bad? It's terrible. And that was with the KEY2, a phone that just came out like a month ago, or a month and a half. And that's just not acceptable, and I won't accept that. And that's why I had to buy another phone actually. So yeah, I wouldn't buy that because of the camera, and I wouldn't buy it because it's so expensive. Other than that, if you're just using messages and not using any media in terms of camera and uploading it to Instagram and Snapchat, I would recommend it. If not, if you're using it, do not buy the BlackBerry KEY2. So I think it's pretty sad because they announced it with a great dual camera, but it just can't keep up with other smartphones. And I was filming this haul review with my iPhone X, which I just got yesterday. So yeah, leave your hate in the comment section below why I'm using an iPhone X. But for my type of usage, it's currently the best phone you can get. I'm not saying I won't be buying any more BlackBerries or I won't be shooting videos about BlackBerries anymore. It's just that I can't use the BlackBerry KEY2 for the things I do currently at work. If you like this video, make sure to give the video a like, make sure to subscribe to my channel to stay updated with the new videos about BlackBerry and now also other phones. Make sure you leave a comment in the comment section below what you think about the BlackBerry KEY2. Would you buy it? Did you have the same experiences as I had? So I would be interested in that. Leave it in the comment section below. Also follow me on my social media channels, Instagram and Twitter, and we'll see us in my next video. Until then, bye.